Can mental health be measured? If we track mood, anxiety, or sleep closely enough, can we understand and fix the problem? Not sure. Seems the more we measure the mind, the more we reduce it, and the less we actually see. We've turned human experience into numbers, and then started treating the numbers as reality. So something important has been lost. If those numbers aren't actually telling us the truth, what are they really doing? Drugs and Addiction, an Anarchist Perspective, Dickie Dredd. And this is still Chapter 6, Medicine Misdiagnosis. It's part 48 of the video series. So, Section 50, the mismeasured mind, testing, tracking and compliance. Medicine's obsession with measurement began as curiosity and ended as creed. What once served to guide care has become a form of control. In the modern clinic, the patient's story is replaced by a score. Mood is reduced to a scale of 1 to 10, pain to a number on a screen. Recovery is no longer what one feels, but what can be counted. The result is a healthcare culture that mistakes quantification for knowledge and compliance for healing. 20th century technology optimized turning the body into a laboratory and the mind into a dashboard. From the first psychometric tests, the Beck Depression Inventory, which around 1961, the Hamilton Anxiety Scale, about 1959, and the Pittsburgh Sleep Quality Index, 1989, to today's digital symptom trackers, every form of self-expression has been translated into data. Yet, as Rose observes, this shift quietly changes what it means to be human. To be unwell is no longer to suffer, it is to fail a metric. The medical gaze has been replaced by the algorithmic mirror. This tyranny of numbers repeats the same pattern described earlier in section 42, the tyranny of scale. What cannot be measured is marginalised, and what is easily measured becomes the standard of truth. In psychiatry, this means privileging biochemical and behavioural indicators over social and emotional contexts. The objective data become moral benchmarks. Compliant patients tick boxes, resistant ones fall off charts. The clinic becomes a factory for normality, producing conformity through calibration. Psychiatric diagnostics have always relied on consensus disguised as certainty. The Diagnostic and Statistical Manual and the International Classification of Diseases offer the illusion of precision, yet their categories shift with fashion and politics. Homosexuality disappeared as a disorder in 1973. Internet addiction appeared 40 years later. Each revision redraws the boundaries of acceptable feeling. The map changes, but the empire expands. Technology accelerates this expansion. Smartphone health apps, wearables, and remote monitoring systems invite people to internalise surveillance. We willingly perform the labour of self-measurement. Steps walked, calories burned, hours slept, moods logged. The data stream upward to insurers, employers and pharmaceutical analysts. As Davis notes, wellbeing has become a neoliberal discipline. Self-tracking replaces social change. The sick are told to be better consumers of health. The promise of precision hides the absence of meaning. Numbers appear neutral, yet every scale embodies a value system. To rate depression from 1 to 10 is to assume that despair can be ranked like rainfall. To prescribe by thresholds is to ignore the texture of experience. Quantitative medicine often delivers the opposite of its intent: less understanding, more obedience. The doctor consults a chart instead of a person. The patient learns which answers please the system. Anarchist science offers another route. As discussed in section 48, the algorithmic asylum, open source knowledge replaces hierarchy with conversation. An empathic medicine would treat data as dialogue. Measurements wouldn't serve as questions rather than verdicts. Instead of disciplining behaviour, they might reveal patterns of connection and disconnection. A heart rate monitor could warn of stress, not for punishment but for reflection. Technology is not the enemy. Its use defines its ethics. The mismeasured mind is not a failure of instruments, but of philosophy. Numbers cannot mend what relationships have broken. To confuse calibration with care is to repeat psychiatry's old error, mistaking control for understanding. Healing begins when we step outside the graph and re-enter the story. The next section turns to those who still live beyond the chart, people whose pain defies measurement yet continues to shape the politics of compassion. So the problem was never that we lacked the data, is that we started mistaking measurement for understanding and compliance for healing, which means the system built on scores and tracking isn't just limited, it actively reshapes what distress looks like. So if the numbers don't actually reflect reality, whose reality are they serving? And if we built an entire system on that mistake, what happens to the people who don't fit the graph? Next up, still in Chapter 6, Medicine Misdiagnosis, we've got Section 51, the body politic, capitalism, labour and the medicalised worker.